Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my house and welcome to my kitchen. This is the first cooking live of this year. I am excited to be here with you guys again. I hope that you had an amazing New Year's. Hello, Raul. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for always supporting me. So today we're gonna make a super easy recipe. Today we're gonna make zoodles with turkey bacon, mushroom, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, shallot, parsley, capers. Zoodles is such a great option to substitute pasta. I know that all of us love pasta, but I also know that the majority of us overdid it in the holidays. So even though I tried to stick to my plan, there were things that I couldn't avoid. I had beef Wellington on New Year's. I had, what else did I have? I had bacalao, which is a cod a recipe that we make in Mexico for Christmas, and you always have it with bread. So I had that as well. So I had many things. And although it was pretty healthy, still it was many things that I don't usually eat. So now I feel a little bit bloated, like not exactly the same as before. So I have decided to just go ahead and super clean my diet again. So this recipe is super simple. If you are wanting to eat pasta, try the zoodles. Obviously, they're not the same. Obviously, the texture is not the same, but they are amazing. So zucchini has the quality of having a flavor that's really mild and that goes really well with everything. So that's why I think it's a great option. To me, it definitely helps with the craving of pasta, and I'm being super serious. So I hope that it does it for you as well. And there's a couple things that I want to mention. So on today's recipe, using zucchini. Zucchini is high in vitamin A, and it's a good antioxidant. It helps with digestion. It helps reduce blood sugar. It improves heart health, and it's a great source of fiber. So whenever we say, "Oh, I'm just eating whatever I'm eating," I beg you to please remember that what you eat is going to be your medicine. What you eat is going to make you either healthier or unhealthier. There's just those two options. What you eat makes you healthier or unhealthier, if that's a word. I don't even know. Just unhealthy, more unhealthy. So zucchini is great for all that, and then garlic, which I always recommend because garlic is so good to help prevent illnesses like colds or flus, but also help if you already have it. So it's really good at helping with viral infections. It reduces heart risk. It it helps with mental health. It boosts your immune system with a component called allin or align. I think it's called allin. ALLIN. So allin is the one that helps prevent all the colds and all these illnesses. So I think it's a great idea to add it to our diets as much as possible. Now, the less you cook it, the more it helps with that. So if you can, just saute it for a couple minutes like we're gonna do today, and not like bake it for 5 hours, because then it's not gonna be as effective. But not just garlic, any other thing, when you cook it and cook it and cook it, the properties are not as effective. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm trying to do a YouTube and Instagram together for the first time. So that's why I'm turning that way and that way. So hopefully it's all good for everyone. So we are going to start with the garlic because it's a good idea to crush it before you're going to use it, like a couple minutes. And that way it's going to release more of that substance that I said that's called allin. So I'm gonna crush two cloves. I wrote the recipe or the ingredients earlier, so if anybody wants to cook along with me, that would be amazing. So I'm gonna crush them. I always have found that the best option for garlic, if you're not going to slice it super thin, it's to crush it. Because once you crush it, the skin comes off by itself, and then it's really easy to chop. So I think this technique is easiest, fastest, and best. Okay, so I'm going to crush garlic. I don't want it to be super mega small, but I do want it to be small. So from the people who are watching, I would love to know who has New Year's resolutions, who wants to eat healthier this year. What are your plans to achieve it? I would love to know. Okay, so I'm gonna chop garlic. I'm gonna start putting everything in little containers, in small containers, small bowls. I think that it's super important whenever you're cooking to try to have things in separate places, but always try to be as orderly and as clean as you can. Because if you're cooking and then you're just leaving everything scattered around, then when you finish, you're frustrated. You don't know where you're going to start because everything is all over. So I think it's a great idea to be cooking and cleaning, cooking and washing, cooking and picking up. I have some of my students who say, I love cooking, but just the fact that I have to clean up afterwards, I don't even know where to start. So I think that it is super important that we try to be cleaning and cooking at the same time. I think that whenever it's like a whole mess, you don't even know how to do it. I think that if you clean as you go, then when you finish, there's only a couple things to clean and not like 50 things. So we're making, for whoever just coming in, hello, we're making the zoodles that are going to be accompanied by turkey bacon, garlic, shallot, mushroom. So far I have chopped garlic. I'm chopping the shallot right now. So shallot, I really like to use shallot because shallot is like a milder version of onion, but then also it's like onion and garlic together. So I think that it's really interesting. Hey, Kevin, how are you, my friend? Okay, then I'm going to chop the bacon. And again, I know that turkey bacon is not exactly the same as bacon. And I know that for bacon lovers, like my husband, you're going to say, well, it's not the same. Well, it doesn't have the same texture. And yeah, I get it, true. But like I always say, if you're trying to eat healthier, you have to make some modifications. You cannot expect to eat exactly the way you did, specifically if you're trying to lose weight. You cannot try to eat the same way and have different results. Every time we want different results, we have to change the plan of action. So, okay, no, bacon is not exactly the same as turkey bacon, but it's really good. If you prepare it, I'm gonna put it here to make it on the air fryer while I do the other things. So I find that the air fryer makes it really, really crispy. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of oil spray. And I'm gonna put it in the air fryer at 400 for 5 minutes. More and more people are asking me about the air fryer. And let me tell you the truth, I never expected to love the air fryer like I do, but it makes life easier. It makes many tasks super easy. You can put it in while you're doing something else. So if you are a person who is busy, who has a lot to do, but also wants to cook for yourself, I recommend two things: Instant Pot, air fryer. Obviously, the more romantic way for a chef is to do everything by hand, and obviously I can do it. But many of my clients have busy lives. Many of my clients want to get things done in a quick way. So that's a good option. Okay, so now I have the mushroom. More and more I am falling in love with mushroom. There's some types of mushroom. I think all mushrooms are good for you. I'm gonna cut it like that, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl. But there's some mushrooms that are medicinal, like lion's mane or reishi mushroom, and they're super good for your brain, for your immune system. So I think that opening up to the idea of having nature help you be healthier is a great idea. Whenever I go to the doctor, which I rarely go, but whenever I am going to get blood work or something and I get there and they ask you, so what are all the medicines that you take? And I always answer, nothing. I don't take anything. And they're like, what? You don't take any medicine? And I'm like, no, I don't. And I really don't. Thank God I've been super healthy up until now, and more this year that I have been really, really, really putting a lot of attention to my health. Then thank God I don't take any medicine. I am not against allopathic medicine, obviously. My father was a doctor, and my father was an incredible doctor. So I'm really thankful for doctors, but I also think that preventing illness is a great idea. And the thing that can help us to prevent illness is natural medicine, which is food, veggies, fruits, roots, so all that, okay? So I have my capers here. And again, to do a recap, I'm going to show. So I have shallots, garlic. Now I have also capers. I think capers add an incredible touch of flavor if you like capers to whatever pasta you're going to make. So I always like adding capers when the flavors come together. So capers, and then mushroom. And then the last thing is obviously the zucchini. So this is a spiralizer that I use. I know, and I've seen that there's so many different spiralizers, and they have a crank and they are different. This is the simplest version, but to me, this has been the best version to do the spiralized noodles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse the zucchini, and I'm just going to put it in the spiralizer to make the noodles. So this year and last year, I think it is, or it has been, when the most humans have really wanted to get healthier. But I think that many people don't know where to start. I think many people, from what I hear, people telling me, is like, I do want to eat healthier, but A, I don't know how to cook something healthy that's not boring. B, it just feels really overwhelming to think that I have to make so many changes. And C, I get bored doing it by myself. So many people enjoy going to restaurants and etc., which I have nothing against restaurants, obviously, but I do think that if you do the 80-20 rule, which is what I always talk about, being 80%, you're going to eat as healthy as possible, and then that are the other 20%, you're going to indulge and you're going to eat a couple of the things that you like and not the other way around. Because when we do the other way around, and when we eat at restaurants or just food that's very caloric and high in carbs and etc., 80% of the time, then the result is not really a good result. Okay, so I think this is ready. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes because I want the bacon to be as crispy as possible. So it's gonna be at 400 for 5 minutes. And then I was forgetting about the parsley. So I'm gonna chop some parsley. So if you are that person, if you are someone who wants to eat healthier, but has no idea how to do it, and maybe you don't even know how to cook, I invite you to follow the lives that I do, A. B. If you have more time, then I also invite you to come to a class free of charge. So I have classes in English, classes in Spanish, and you can come to one class free of charge just so you can know what it is about. I think that many people, once they see the class, once they see that the crowd in the class is amazing, they're like, oh, so this is what the class is about. So you can come to the class at no charge, to the first one, and then see if you like it and see if this is something that aligns with you. So I feel it's super important that you are doing things that feel aligned. What does align mean? That it feels true to who you are. So I know the seed is not for everyone, because in the seed, it's not just a cooking class. In the seed, we talk about spiritual things and about meditation and about how to be happier and how to let go. So if this is something that interests you, then the seed is perfect for you. But if you are just looking for a place where you can cook in silence, I mean, you can cook in silence in the seed, but a lot of people are talking. But if you are someone who wants to better yourself, then probably you're a great fit for the seed, for the classes in the seed. Okay, so I think I have everything. I'm going to put the garlic, the parsley together with capers. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit because, like I was saying, I think that cooking and cleaning as you go is a great option for you to, whenever you finish, you're like, oh, fine, I finished. And you don't have to be like, oh my God, I still have to clean the whole kitchen and etc. No? So I'm going to transfer to the stove, which I don't know how easy that's going to be. Obviously, with this is perfect, but then I don't know how I'm going to do it with the computer. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Well, okay. So, like I was saying, it's the first time that I'm trying to do two social media places at the same time, so bear with me, please be patient. I am, at the same time, I am the photographer, I'm the chef, and the prep cook and the cook at the same time, so please be patient with me. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of ghee that I just made yesterday. Now, ghee is clarified butter. This is organic clarified butter, and ghee is really good for you. Not in a humongous amount, but if you eat up to 4 tablespoons a day, give or take, depending on your diet, it's a really good option. So because it helps transport all the nutrients in your body, it helps your brain, because the brain uses, as a gasoline, the brain uses good fats. So ghee is perfect for that. So I really recommend, if you're not used to using ghee, that you try it out. Okay, so I'm gonna put the shallots, and I'm gonna wait until it starts to bubble. That's a good signal that it's starting to cook whenever they bubble and whenever they start to turn translucent. So I'm going to start working on this. Then I'm gonna add the garlic, which I chopped in advance because, like I said, If you chop garlic in advance, then it helps with the substance that helps boost your immune system. And right now, I really recommend that with everything that helps with the immune system. Okay, so I have that. Then I'm going to add the mushroom. And I want to show you a trick. Whenever you use mushroom, usually what people do is that they put it here and they just automatically start going blah, 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 blah. And that's not really a good option. Why? Because if you start moving it around since the beginning, then it's going to bring out the water it has. Versus if you put it in and let it be, then it's going to sear on one side. It's going to keep it's moist and it's still going to brown a little bit and it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to leave it for 1 minute. I'm going to check and see if the bacon is ready, which it is. So I'm going to show it. So this is how the turkey bacon comes out in the air fryer. Pretty decent. Again, for the haters who want turkey bacon to taste exactly like turkey, like bacon, obviously that's not going to be. I mean, it's similar, and if it's crispy like this, the flavor is amazing. So right now, I am going to move the mushroom because it already was for like a minute steady like that. So I'm gonna move it a little bit. So as you can see, it's already starting to look amazing. And then I'm going to add the capers and parsley. And again, as I was saying in the beginning, this is a great substitute for pasta. If you are trying to eat healthier, if you are trying to reduce calories and simple carbs, seriously, this is a great option. Coming from a chef who has been preparing pasta for many years, I can really tell you that for me, it's a great substitution. I'm gonna put pepper flakes. I like food to be not all the time it has to be spicy, but all the time it has to be flavorful. So I'm gonna add pepper flakes. Then I'm going to add pepper, regular pepper. The smell of this is amazing already. And like I said, cleaning as we're going. So I'm picking up all the stuff that I'm leaving behind. And then once this is already going, which it is, I'm going to add the zoodles. Now there's something super important that I have to say. If you are going to eat zoodles, don't try to make it in advance, like a day or whatever, because it is fresh zucchini, it's going to wilt. So for zoodles, you always have to eat them right after you make them, okay? Or in other words, wait until you're gonna eat them so you can add them to the pan. If you try to do it like pasta, it's not gonna work, okay? So zoodles always have to be cooked at the very moment. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to cover the pan for just 1 minute so the zucchini can get a little bit hot. I'm looking for the salt. I don't know where I left. Oh, here it is. So I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. And yes, I know that I chose the lid that is not the lid for this pan. Forgive me, but I wanted to add it really quickly. Hey, Diana. Hey, Tofi, Cristi Ulloa. Hello, everybody joining me. Thank you so much. So I'm making zoodle pasta. It's almost ready. I'm super excited because I'm starving. I'm doing intermittent fasting I've been doing it for a couple months, so I don't need for 14 to 16 hours. And then I start eating. I start with a bold tea, because if you start with something that's bitter, it really helps your liver. So the first thing that you eat in the day, it's, in my case, I don't drink coffee. If it was coffee, it would have to be coffee but no sugar, or no cream. If not, in my case, it's bowl of tea. And then I have a drink that has collagen, an MCT oil or ghee, with my supplements. And then I have my first meal at 2 o'clock, which is now. So happily, it's almost gonna happen. I'm excited. And then I'm going to place it on a pasta bowl, just like I would do normal pasta. And one of the things that I always recommend and I like to do is to give plates height. So if you serve something flat versus if you serve something that has height, then it looks so much more appealing. And I'm going to show it in a moment. So I'm going to put some of the good stuff on top. And I'm going to end it by adding some Parmesan cheese. And again, I mean, just by substituting the pasta and substituting tons of grease for just a little bit of ghee and a little bit of oil, probably this pasta dish or zoodle dish, however you want to call it, dish, it probably has, I don't know, only 200 calories maybe, where this exact same dish with regular bacon and regular pasta would be probably 500-600 calories and a lot of carbs and a lot of fat. So this is how it looks like. Of course, I'm gonna taste it. For the people who are there wondering, oh, I wonder if that tastes good. Of course, I'm gonna taste it. And I'm gonna say honestly what I think. Okay, so I'm gonna get a fork. And it's so funny because the mind is so easy to trick that once you grab something as if it was pasta with your fork, then the mind is like, oh, it's pasta. So super, super good. I really recommend that you make it because it's super easy. Again, the ingredients were zucchini, turkey bacon, mushroom, extra virgin olive oil, ghee, shallot, parsley, capers, pepper flakes, salt. Super easy. The trick, two things. One, that the turkey bacon is crispy. And two, that whenever you do the mushroom, you don't put it and start stirring it, but just let it be. So that is the first recipe that I have to share with you in this new year. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I hope that you set realistic goals, but those goals that you set, that you go little by little. Because if we try to do all in one day, then we're not gonna do anything for the rest of the time. But if we go slowly, achieving small goals and then setting small steps, but you have to write it down. Whatever we don't write down disappears in the ether. So thank you, Diana. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Lourdes, because they're saying that it looks amazing. So this is it, guys, girls, doggies, everybody watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'm going to be back here on Thursday. Thank you. Thank you.